Hi viewers, welcome to Endless Nurses World. I hope all are fine. In last video, we'll studied about hypokalemia. What are the causes of hypokalemia, signs and symptoms and management. Now, we are going to study about hyperkalemia. What is meant by hyperkalemia? Hyperkalemia is a serum potassium level exceeds 5 milliequivalent per liter or 5 millimole per liter. It is called hyperkalemia. Then what is pseudo hyperkalemia? Pseudo means what? False. So when there is problems occurs in blood specimen collection and cell lysis. If the patient is an asymptomatic but the laboratory values indicates hyperkalemia symptoms, in that conditions we have to re-evaluate the serum potassium level. This condition is known as pseudo hyperkalemia. What are the causes of hyperkalemia? First one is excessive potassium intake, then decreased potassium excretion, then movement of potassium from the intracellular fluid to the extracellular fluid. We'll see one by one. Excessive potassium intake. In that, intake either oral or intravenous. In case of oral, we have to take a excessive potassium containing foods or medications such as potassium chloride or salt substitutes. Salt substitutes means the taste look like a salt but less sodium or no sodium. Then rapid infusion of potassium containing intravenous solutions. The next one is decreased potassium excretion. Decreased potassium excretion happens in case of potassium retaining diuretics, kidney disease, because in excretion kidneys plays a major role. In case of problems in the kidneys, it's not able to excrete the waste products and also the potassiums. It leads to hyperkalemia. Then adrenal insufficiency such as in Addison's disease. What will happen in Addison's disease? There is a decreased aldosterone hormone level. So this will cause sodium retention, hyperkalemia will occur. Movement of potassium from the intracellular fluid to the extracellular fluid. In what are the conditions means first one is tissue damage. When in any conditions the tissue is damaged, the dead cells or dying cells release potassium into the bloodstream. It will cause hyperkalemia. Then acidosis. Acidosis, what will happen? There is a hypertonicity occur. Because of lack of insulin, the potassium release into the extracellular fluid. Then hyperuricemia, then hypercatabolism. Hypercatabolism means what? Excessive metabolic breakdown of complex substances such as all proteins, all metabolic products will break down. It will cause hyperkalemia. So these are all the causes of hyperkalemia. Then what are the signs and symptoms? Assessment findings. In cardiovascular, the pulses are slow, weak and irregular heart rate. Blood pressure is also decreased. In respiratory symptoms, there is a weakness of skeletal muscles leading to respiratory failure. Neurovascular symptoms, in earlier symptoms, muscle twitches, cramps, paresthesias. Paresthesias means what? Tingling and burning sensation followed by numbness in the hands and feet and around the mouth. In late, neurological symptoms are profound weakness, ascending flaccid paralysis in the arms and legs will occur. In gastrointestinal systems, there is increased motility, hyperactive bowel sounds leads to diarrhea. Then laboratory findings, ultimately the potassium level, serum potassium level is exceeds 5 milliequivalent per liter. In electrocardiographic changes occurs, T wave is tall T wave, P wave is flat P wave, QRS widened QRS complex and PR interval is prolonged. So this changes indicates hyperkalemia. Then what are the interventions? First we have to assess the patient conditions, cardiovascular systems, respiratory systems, neuromuscular, renal, gastrointestinal status we have to assess and place the client on a cardiac monitor. Then discontinue intravenous potassium and oral potassium supplements. Then initiate potassium restricted diet. Then prepare to administer potassium excreting diuretics if renal function is not impaired. If place the client on dialysis if potassium is critically increased. If renal function is impaired, we have to give sodium polystyrene sulfonate. It is otherwise known as K-oxalate powder. What will do means it will increase gastrointestinal sodium reabsorption and potassium excretions happen. It leads to hypokalemia. It leads to corrections of potassium. Then prepare for the administration of IV calcium if hyperkalemia is severe to increase myocardial excitability. In that conditions, we have to administer the IV intravenous calcium. Then instruct the client to avoid the use of salt substitutes or other potassium containing substances. Then prepare the intravenous administration of hypertonic saline. Example 3% NS plus regular insulin to move excess potassium into the cells, because movement insulin plays a major role. When blood transfusions, if prescribed, if fresh blood transfusion is needed, it is very important to correct the hyperkalemia. Then teach the client to avoid foods high in potassium. So these are all about hyperkalemia. I hope all are understand. If you like this channel, you have to give subscribe to me and ring the bell button. You will receive my notifications and give support to my channel. Thank you.